All right, everybody. Welcome to the 301 podcast. And my name is Rhino.
My name is Emerald.
And welcome to the podcast. So, thank you for joining us on this wonderful Saturday evening on the East Coast. And this is the first episode out of many that we have planned in the future. And we just want to get it started. And today we want to talk about esports. That's basically what our main topic is going to be.
So
Our whole podcast and all the rest of our
a
podcast.
lot of gaming, a lot of esports, a lot of about the industry. We'll dive deep into the numbers in some days, and sometimes we'll go right into the players' eyes, see what they're thinking, see what they're feeling, and we are going to be doing it all. So let's get on with the first big thing that we have today.
Wait, one thing before that, when did you first get into games, Emerald?
when did I
What's the
first get
first
into
game?
game? The first game that I ever played was I forgot what it was. Oh, it was Mario Kart on the DS when I was about like a wee little lad of 4 years old. I had a little blue DS, and my mom got me Mario Kart, and it was the greatest game that a 4 year old could play at the time, and I just played that. Now I wasn't allowed like shooting games because my guardian thought that it would have caused a little bit of violence and me becoming a
Yeah.
gangster. So I wasn't able to grow up like a lot of other people with your Halo and your Call of Duty. I played Smash
Yeah.
Bros and Mario Kart, but eventually I
DS as
got there.
well. I had DS as well, but I can't remember. I don't think that was the first thing. Actually, the first thing I had was a Game Boy.
Oh yeah,
I was playing Street Fighter on the Game Boy. I was playing a whole bunch. That was the first ever game I got introduced to. After that, I think I played Nintendo and the Wii, all the Nintendo games like Wii Resort. It's
yeah.
probably my favorite one on
Wii
the Wii.
Sports Resort, that was a big one for me.
Yeah.
I played that a lot. Played Wii Sports Resort. Madden 13. No one really remembers Madden 13. It's all about like back then. It was mostly about FIFA because 14 had came out when I was playing Madden 13.
Uh-huh.
I
That's
played
my
Brawl, and
favorite.
I played a whole bunch of Mario Kart. Wii is my favorite. Out of all of them, Wii is my
Okay.
favorite. I mean, that goes for a lot of people.
I think, especially with the new consoles going on, gaming has really progressed from where it started. It started. The graphics weren't the best. Player games used to be the thing back in the day. Street Fighter. Sometimes you play a little custom match with your friends, like Madden or Call of Duty. That's what I grew up playing. But my favorite console probably had to be the Xbox 360. That's probably where I spent my most time playing Call of Duty, Madden. I was a big sports guy back in the day. I still am. I still play Madden 2K. I used to play more of sports
And then I got my
and
first.
Call of Duty as well.
Then I got my first PS4 in middle school. The only
Yeah.
other Call of Duty that I was able to play, like the first Call of Duty, because I wasn't able to get like a 360 or PS3, was Black Ops 3, which it wasn't a bad game,
I love that.
but it wasn't the best one. At least that's what I hear.
That's probably the Call of Duty that I think I spent the most amount of time on. Master Proceeds. I played that game like every day,
Every one of my friends
religiously
talking
every
about
day.
like Battlefield when I get to school.
Yeah,
I'm like, what
I
the
enjoyed
frick?
Battlefield. Battlefield was fun.
Like,
Call of Duty was still better than it now.
like
Halo
please,
was another game growing up. Halo was amazing. My favorite Halo.
like mom, just let
Halo
me play
4.
Hardline,
I thought
please.
it was okay. I thought it was okay. I like Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 is probably my all-time favorite. Then Bad Company 2. It was just the game that I grew up with.
Mm.
Anyways, is our first topic that we're going to get to today.
So our first topic that we got right now is the Call of Duty League. As some people that like follow the Call of Duty League right now, you will know that they did have their preseason already, and they're gonna be starting up, like the whole like stage, like everything is gonna be like big
Uh-huh.
old starting February 11th, 2021. if we look at the preseason,
Yeah.
and we see some match details. What stands out to me the most is this second game that took place like last Sunday. January 24th. Optic
Okay.
completely
Was that?
washed the Thieves. Like I'm talking completely. You look at the highlights, you look at the details. Completely washed them. Their lineup is overpowered. Envoy, I don't know if I said that right, but he is a
Yeah.
god. I'm telling
He's
you.
nasty. He was in the MVP conversation
He,
last year.
yeah,
He if it wasn't for Shotzi's he burst onto the scene in his rookie year, it would have probably been MVP.
he he's gonna take it this year, or he's gonna take it this stage, or no, just this whole year. He's gonna be yeah, MVP. We're looking
Is
at
that
Envoy.
is that who you got winning the whole thing?
Yeah, I got Optic.
I got Dallas repeating again.
Okay. Oh,
Like I like the chemistry they have. They're one of the only two teams that have kept their players and not add anyone new. Well, they added one new person, but they had to let go of Glacier because they didn't know it was going back to 4-4 this year. Last year it was 5-5, but I think they still have an experience of Crimsic. I remember him back in the day when he was on Call of Duty Ghosts, when he was with Optic Black Ops 3. I remember that. They have his veteran experience, and now I think it helps that Shotzi and Illy and the rest of the guys again got their 1 year experience last year. So I'm looking for big things from them this year.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Dallas does show up in almost all the games that they play. Or at least that's what I see. Like
Yeah.
you did like touch on their chemistry. There was one set that I looked at. I forgot who it was against, but they just made this play.
One thing that stood out to me about them was they had a big preseason match against Subliners who Placer's now on. Of
Yeah,
course, Placer wants to get back at his old teammates even though
they
they won the
0
chip.
3 also.
I know, but to take a mind about that, New York Subliners had a hard reset this year. They lost a lot of key players, and they were expecting Zuma this year, who's going to be a key contributor to them. He had to take a step back because of a hand injury, I believe.
Unfortunate.
So that's a huge loss for them. But they still have Placer, who's a huge veteran presence. So I think it's going to take them time to kind of work out the kinks, but they still have a very high ceiling with all the talent they have on their roster. So
Yeah,
we'll
right,
see
right, right.
what they have in store.
I mean, like those are the teams like really on the conversation. Dallas, Optic, and the Subliners. The thing is like,
Don't forget about Atlanta FaZe. Don't forget about them. They
yeah,
were in the
yeah.
finals last year. They added Arstees to their already
I'm looking at the
loaded roster.
I'm looking at the preseason. They got upset.
Yeah, they just had a rough start this year, but I'm pretty sure given time they'll bounce back, and they have a lot of talent on their roster as well.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Sneaky pick as well. My sneaky pick to make some noise this year is LA Thieves, man.
Mm.
In that old roster from 2 years ago helped them win that chip.
Well, let me. Oh, that.
I'm I'm really high on Kenny, man. Really high on Kenny. I believe 3 years ago with his first year. I remember it was his first year because I used to be a big TK fan back in the Team Caliber. So he was with them and he had a big breakout year and he won
Represent.
MVP that year. And they were in the finals. So I believe he can have a bounce back year this year, and I'm picking him for MVP this year.
Okay. Okay. I don't really have any MPV, 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 MVP picks per se, but I'm just saying.
Who's going to watch this year?
Oh, who's my team to watch? Give me a second.
Yeah. It was like,
Cause
don't
like,
forget to check us out on YouTube, man. Oh, but we're trying to start something big, man.
but like, what is it? The Call of Duty League
Trying
right
to,
now, like this year, it feels like there's just a whole bunch of like stacked teams, or at least a lot of
yeah, I
stacked
feel
players.
like
Yeah,
this could be probably, if not the best year of Call of Duty I've ever seen in my life.
right.
Ever. I remember Black Ops 3 was a huge year. Black Ops 2 Ghosts were huge years as well.
Like
This could be something special this year.
right
The league
now,
is very deep.
it's very deep. There's a lot of diversity. It,
Yeah,
it feels very balanced. Like Florida
wide
is
open.
like the Mutineers. They're making waves. The Gorillas, they're making waves
Yeah,
too. Like
yeah.
it's gonna be a really
The
good
team
year.
that I have to struggle this team that I have to struggle this year is Seattle Surge. I just they have almost a completely new roster. You have Prestini though. I'm very high on Prestini from Atlanta Fade last year. But that I I don't really see much of an improvement they can make from last year. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only
Any
time will
last
tell, because anything could
yeah.
happen.
Any last comments for the new league?
Oh, I think we're. Wait, you have any opinions on the Ravens?
The London Royal Ravens?
Yeah, yeah.
I think they're okay. They're okay. I think they'll be a very mid-level team this year. I do like what they have in regards with Zero, but we'll see. We'll see. He's even though he's the problem is he's stuck in the UK right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
He's a huge part of their success.
I'm just hoping that they're not gonna be win food or just like freebies this year.
It's free W. Yeah, but I think they were actually pretty decent last year. They were pretty solid. They're solid. I think they'll be okay this year. I
Mm,
think they'll finish somewhere like maybe 5 to 8, maybe. I think they'll be pretty solid. Also, uh, one last thing I want to touch on. My comeback player of the year this year is TJ Holly. Holly with the LA Thieves.
yeah.
LA, I think the LA Thieves will have a very good season with the roster they're bringing back. TJ Holly, Kenny, Willow Kenny, uh, Jake Cap. I'm just excited for what they have this year. So I think they'll finish top for me. Top for me.
Mm, all right.
I scared about Optic a little,
Of course, you
and
you
I'm
got to you got to be
yeah.
scared of Optic. Like
Uh,
the whole
I'm
team is
kind of
stacked,
scared of Optic.
but like
They have the best player in the world. He's been the best player in the world for what seems like
I think it's a little more than just the best player in the world.
more than
Like look at their
yeah.
like hold on.
He's the best player of all time. Best
Like
player of all
just
time.
look at like the roster that they have right now.
Oh,
I just
I grew up hating Scum because I was a TK fan.
yeah, and then
Hating
he's
Scum.
just trashing on your team like the whole time.
Yeah, always. I will never forget that goal, the Call of Duty Ghost final. He just destroyed us. Just destroyed. There's nothing we can do. But I'm kind of scared what they have. They kept a lot of their pieces, their main two pieces with Formal and Scum. So we'll see. But I think Formal will regress a little bit this year. I think he'll take a step back. His dominance of pass.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll definitely see. But like I feel like that's just like the safest pick is to say that Optic is gonna win the whole thing.
Uh, yeah. Well, I think yeah. Safe pick is Optic or Dallas. But I just love what Dallas is putting together, man. Shotzi, they're I like their youth.
They're putting in work.
They're, yeah, they're young and they have the grizzle better than the Crimson.
They
So
have
we'll
they have a
see.
lot of years of glory that
Yeah,
awaits them.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, anything else you want to add?
I got nothing. You've been kind of carrying the whole or this whole section.
It's okay. We'll talk about something you know a decent amount of.
Yeah.
about supposed to be the GameStop, the GameStop
GameStop,
stock.
stock,
I can't speak. I can't speak. I can't
GameStop stock. So if y'all didn't know, or if you've been living under a rock, because this has been like a really big thing, a really, really big thing. GameStop stock, or I'm just gonna keep calling it GameStop. It went on a very big surge, right? So
Yep.
it just the stock. I'm telling you, it went up. We just bought a whole bunch of them, and it went up. That's just how it works. We just keep buying, and it kept working. So with the details, a whole bunch of billionaires have how do I say this?
Been complaining.
There's a lot of silence. There's a lot of
They've been
silence right
whining to me.
Yeah, they've been whining on Twitter. You know, they've been talking their talk about, you know, these stocks and how we like manipulated the stock market in order to make some money, us normal people. So if you don't know, Wall Street Bets, right? They figured out that a whole bunch of billionaires, like the billionaires knew that GameStop is on a downward spiral because, you know, a lot of people are downloading
Yep.
games now instead of actually going out to a brick and mortar type of store in order to get these games. So all of them betted that the stock will go down, right? So they have their shares in and betting on the stock to go down in value. What we do as people, we manipulate the stock market. It's not hacking. We're just doing what billionaires have been doing with their shares. All we've been doing is just pumping money into that one GameStop, to the moon, just straight up to the moon. You could actually see the stock on the moon if you check it. I forgot what it was, but if you check it,
I'm not sure. I know the news covers it a little bit. I know CNN,
yeah,
NBC covers it a
a
little bit.
lot of
One
people covered it.
one one guy I would love to suggest to y'all that I absolutely love him. I absolutely love what he does for the world of news, and he spreads the truth. Is Hassan Abi, man. I love what he's doing. He's a very entertaining guy to me. Um, he covers the news, and one thing that he said was it's nice to see the little guy, like the little investors, have a chance. The thing that's crazy to me is the big investors, the billionaires, they usually rig it for themselves so that they can win. It's
They're,
easier for them.
they've been winning. It's they've only been taking W's right now. They were looking like the reverse of I forgot the why do I forget the team right now? They were looking like the reverse of Shanghai Dragons, like back when Overwatch League, you know, first started. We were looking like the Shanghai back then. We were looking like we were going 0-40 straight L's. Now we're taking this big win. This was a really big win for us. It's showing us how much we can actually impact the stock market, and just if we just come in as numbers, like strength in numbers, in almost anything, in gang violence, in stock market, and just a whole bunch of like other games, strength in numbers.
I, I might need to spend a couple on GameStop, man. I might need to invest a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm still a guy that still goes out and buys getting the games from GameStop because I love the little rewards that they have. You know how they give you like extra codes, give you
yeah.
extra skins per game. But I still love what GameStop does. The only thing I hate is how their return prices are terrible.
It's a meme. It's
Return
a
prices
meme.
are all. I know. I can't.
You give them a PS2, you give them like all your games. I'm talking like
But you would think.
you got the gold edition for like what 2K14. You're turning in like Destiny 2, and then like your PS4, your PS3, your PS2. You're giving them the cure to cancer right after that, and they give you like $15 and some store credit. Like what?
You would think.
It's getting
You would think they would. I
scammed.
think they would give you a decent amount, even
Right.
though because they don't make the consoles anymore. They don't make those games anymore. So you would think they would give you a decent amount, but they don't give you
Yeah,
anything.
if I'm trading in my limited edition Nintendo 64, gold-plated Nintendo 64 limited edition, which shouldn't even exist, right? And I'd be stupid to give it to GameStop, but let's say I'm doing that. The most that they'll give that for is like $30. 30.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that's what the Wii goes for. Hold on. Like if you trade it in, you might get like $30 back. But don't bother turning in games. You get like cents. You got like a
Do they
quarter.
still make the Wii anymore?
No, I don't think so.
Period. They don't make it anymore?
I don't think they make any more Wiis. I don't remember.
Do they make?
I don't remember
Do
them
they make
like making
Wii
any more.
games?
No, they definitely don't make any more Wii games.
It's an outrage, man. That's an outrage. The Wii was meant to be just to help you stay active, right?
Yeah, a lot of like Wii Fit Trainer was on there. You could train up on Wii Fit.
It turned into
You could do physical
a culture.
There was even physical activity when you played Wii Sports Resort. Like
Did they have the little board? Like the Wii Fit board?
oh yeah.
I never had one, but
I didn't have one either, but I have cousins that had it. But
all
like
I had was I had the Wii racing controller. That's all I had.
oh, I have the steering. I have the steering wheel. It's like right. It's like to the right of me. I haven't put it away yet. It's right here.
I have no clue. I have no clue. I haven't. I need to play the Wii again. I need to play it again. Said man, GameStop. All you small investors out there, please take advantage of while you can.
Take advantage now. Wall Street bets. They might have been banned on Discord, but you could probably still like see what they're doing and like see what they're planning. They were planning something like yesterday for Dogecoin, and it was great. It was a really great thing. So this might be a running theme. Best look out for any stocks that will be targeted. I'm just saying, so that you can get yourself that bread in a time like this. When you can't have a stimulus check from the government, make it yourself.
Stimulus check.
Make your own stimulus.
Well, that's all I have on GameStop.
Yeah.
GameStop. So I can't speak, man. GameStop stocks.
There's a whole bunch of videos on the GameStop, but like a lot of shareholders, how they invested into it and lost millions because we decided to F with the prices just a little bit, only raising it by like not much, like 500%. I'm pretty sure it's like way more than that. Hold up.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's.
I believe it's like 1,000. I said 500. I think it's like 1,000 or like 1,600.
If I had to guess, it might be around 1,000.
Like how much it rose up? Oh my God! It was at $300 per share, and before that it was like $8.
No, it was down. I was looking at it earlier today. I think before we were preparing for our podcast.
It went down.
It went up. It was like.
Oh yeah, you're talking about now.
Yeah, for sure. They were in like 8, 10, 12. They hugely inflated to like 500, 600.
It got mega inflated. But that's the power of numbers, guys. It's the power of numbers.
For sure. We love numbers.
We love numbers.
We love numbers.
Strength in numbers, not in just math, but in gang violence.
So, I think that's all I have in GameStop. Yeah. So
we don't really have much to talk about GameStop. There's a whole bunch of videos that you can look up for GameStop if you like need a better rundown, because I know I didn't really explain it that well. I just gave you like a little gist of what is happening. But yeah, even Elon like talked about it a lot, or not really talked about it, but like. He rose the stock just by going on Twitter and saying "game stonk." It's a legendary time that we're in right now. But yeah, Muda Hart talked about it. what is it? Powerful JRE. They talked about it.
Everybody's talking about
Everyone is on it.
it. So next, I want to talk about common drug use in esports and just around the whole gaming community,
Oh yeah.
which I found to be very common. I was I was watching a stream yesterday, and
Whose stream was it?
uh, I believe I was watching Valkyrie stream.
Okay.
Um, she's doing as well. She's blown up. Well, she already had a very large viewership, but she's just even taking that to a whole nother level with Among Us and with that whole offline TV group has been doing. Be on the lookout for a separate video about that as well. Be on the lookout about a separate video about that because that's something I really want to talk about because the numbers behind that is insane.
And yeah,
So,
we'll have numbers. We'll definitely have them.
sure. Toast. I'm very concerned about him because he recently was talking about how he wanted to try shrooms and LSD.
Oh yeah.
So that was very concerning to me.
I mean, it's Toast. Like he does some stuff, but he's like my favorite offline TV man. Like, come on now. I don't need him getting addicted to shrooms. Actually, they taste terrible. I haven't tasted shrooms, but I heard they're terrible tasting.
I've never had it. I've never smoked. I've never drunk any. I've never drank before.
We're Christian
I've never
boys.
had any other drink. Yeah, but
Oh,
I just find it pretty interesting because I remember back when Overwatch League and competitive Overwatch was very huge. A lot of those players were taking Adderall, which is they were popping Adderall right before they were going on stage.
Popping them pills. See, you couldn't really see it in there. Let me stop.
I'm so serious. One of them said that. I can't remember. I think it was somebody from the Dallas.
I couldn't. You couldn't really even see it. I'm not gonna lie, but they definitely were popping some pills like before games.
Maybe
it's crazy though, because
I don't know.
Because like when you do use drugs, like when you do use drugs or when you do drink, you kind of like get this new level of confidence, which in turn makes you feel like that your skill is higher or like you elevate your skill a little bit, and you do. Like it's crazy, but not too much, just a moderate amount or like a small amount, and it will like elevate your skills a little bit. Like being sober is just, it's good to be sober, and it's not good to be intoxicated while playing a major set. But if you have like a little bit, you'll get like a little boost in performance.
I know you remember Taimu.
I do remember Taimu.
I know you remember.
I do remember Taimu. Ooh, he was a.
So, I remember.
He didn't really stick with me that much like Pine did, but like I do remember Taimu.
Yeah. One thing Taimu said was that he said there's like 20 players or so in the Overwatch League who use Adderall, which is very interesting to me because if you didn't know, Adderall helps you to stay focused and calm you down a bit. So, a lot of the players, one thing they have in common is ADHD. Can't sit still, I guess. You can't sit still. So it helps them to stay locked in, stay in the zone, and focus. So I found that to be interesting.
Okay.
So,
but yeah, so don't do drugs unless you're playing Call of Duty. Or any game that requires technical skill, I guess.
Encouraging people to use drugs.
Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't encourage people to do drugs. Don't do drugs, quote unquote. Don't do them.
I don't know enough on how to tell you. I guess it's one of those things that applies to. You're gonna do it in a moderate amount. I guess.
If you're gonna do it, don't get addicted to it, please. Don't be a crackhead.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing, I was watching Dr. K. love Dr. K. I love some of the messages that he sends out. Um, he really helps my mental game stay on point sometimes during these tough times.
Mm.
So, one thing that he was talking to Trainwrecks a while ago, and he was interviewing him, and he was talking about Trainwrecks was talking about how when he was growing up in his early 20s, when he was in college, in his early late teens, he was talking about how he was he was taking hardcore drugs or mild drugs uh like weed. Well, that's necessarily a weak drug, but like coke, meth, because he was looking like he felt that the life he was living in was very stale, and he was dealing with deep personalization. So it was almost like a coping mechanism for him and helped him to get that excitement.
Uh,
It's fine. Like people don't. I don't think people understand how big drugs are into the gaming scene and esports scene
it
and
doesn't get
why
talked
people are
about
into it.
that much, or at least
Yeah,
when I hear people talk about esports, it's mostly about like, oh my god, did you see what Simp did in that one game, or like, oh
yeah.
shoot, like Pine is a god, or like who do you think is the best player in the league in Call of Duty League, or like who do you think like is the best team in Valorant, like, oh my god,
I don't think it
TSM
gets.
fell off, or like, oh my
I don't
god,
think
the
a lot of
Sentinels
people
are
talk
godlike.
about it.
They don't.
I don't think a lot of people talk about it because a lot of people are doing it. So it's for them it's normal.
I
It's
mean,
normal. So
I guess because that's a good point actually. Like because it's so desensitized, it's like it's not that big of a
yeah, a lot of
deal.
drugs nowadays have become kind of the cool thing to do. Like everybody wants to use drugs now, in a way.
Everyone wants to
So
do them drugs.
everybody wants to do drugs. Yeah.
Comment down below what
Um,
drug you want to do, and maybe we'll send it to you in a giveaway.
we won't do that. We won't do
Yeah.
that.
Don't report us. We're not actually gonna do that. All right. If it looks like drugs,
Okay.
it's probably just either baking soda or sugar.
Okay. But um, like I said, they're just kind of desensitized to it. So yeah, I just find it. One thing, and another thing is that a lot of these fans become so connected with all of these stars. They become their heroes, idols.
Yeah.
It's crazy because people don't actually know like what these people are going through their normal lives every day when they're offline, when they're not
Yeah.
streaming, when they're not playing.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
it's
Right.
just crazy. You never know what somebody else is going through,
You
man.
don't know.
That's why I say don't assume. Like
Mm,
don't assume what everybody is going through, man. It's crazy.
yeah. That reminds me of this one guy. That he was like a really big streamer. His name was Etika. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
and then like y'all know the story.
that's a sad story, man.
Can
You
we?
never know what somebody is going through. It's find it crazy.
It's
Also, that reminds me of the Fed situation.
that yeah that too.
You
Like you just never know.
just never know what's
Like
going on behind.
Fed, the entire Smash community, Mini Lad.
Yeah,
Uh,
you just never know. That's why I say don't like creators. All these people are here to entertain you.
yeah. What you see right there, it's not all. It's not them. It's not them.
They're just here to
They
entertain
are.
you. It's okay to like them and love what they do, but that's why I say don't get too attached to them. You never know. Um, anything else on that?
Anything else? So let me think. Let me think. Oh yeah. So just want everybody to know, or like you probably already know this. It's kind of like a thing, but those are camera personalities. All right, they that is how they naturally act on camera. Naturally act. So it is them still. It's not that it's a fake persona. It's like who they are just on camera. And then they just have another sense of self when they're off camera. If that makes sense.
I understand. Um, the last thing that I want to talk about today is esports home bases where esports are located. Man, if you didn't know, as of recent, it's been very common. Everybody is starting to. A lot of people are starting to move out of areas like Cali of the high tax rates. Like, I don't do taxes, but I still know they have high tax rates. Um, so they're starting to move to states like Texas, Las Vegas, around those areas because their tax rate is lower. What do you
It's
think about
just
that?
it's a lot easier to manage. Like the thing about Cali or like just having like a place like in Texas or like what you said, like Texas and Las Vegas and California, there's a whole bunch of pros and cons to like this kind of stuff. And in California, there's just a whole bunch more opportunities for
Yeah,
for
the opportunities
esports,
are very high.
and then like a lot of big events are held in
Companies,
California,
yeah,
in Los Angeles. Yeah. So it's
yeah,
just good to be there, which is why Las Vegas is kind of a good place to be
yeah.
as
Las
well.
Vegas, Texas.
Yeah.
One thing I do have, one thing, if you didn't know, I love to push for, like, one goal that I have is I want to push for esports on the East Coast side of things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We need
Because
that.
that's why we're 301. We're from the East
Only
Coast. We're from
only thing that we really have, like kinda, is Florida or New York.
yeah. There's there's esports events in like PAX East, I believe, is in Florida. I believe UMG
Yeah. PAX
the events in
is in
Florida.
Florida.
Okay, but
But yeah,
like I
everything's
said,
on the
there's
West
a lot
Coast,
of
and
yeah.
we need to start
There's
surging
an
over here.
opportunity, and a lot of people. There's just a lot of people in Cali.
Yeah.
There's
It's
just a
just
lot of people there. A lot of people in Texas as
I
well.
think that's also a reason why people might be moving out of Cali, just because it's just how oversaturated it is with
Sure,
people.
for sure. Anything Florida. People love Florida, but there's a lot of people there.
There's a lot of
There's
problems with
it's a
Florida.
yeah, COVID hotspot, and that's why
It's a hot
the
spot,
poverty
yeah.
rate down there. Yeah, poverty rate down there is pretty high as well.
It's definitely a hot spot. In a literal sense too. Like the weather is crazy. I'm not saying that forest fires in California aren't crazy. I'm just saying that Florida is just
And
hurricanes, floods. It's like
at least 3 years, at least.
every single day. Like I was born in Miami, so like during the summer, like every single day, it felt like just every single day. Like it would rain twice. It would be like 100 degrees outside, or like 90 degrees outside. It would be raining like the whole time. Well, it would rain, sunshine, and then it'll be the nighttime, and it would start thundering, and then
Yeah,
it's so it's so volatile. Like the weather there is so volatile. I don't know if it's because of like where it's located. Well, that's definitely why it's like that. I don't need to answer that question anymore. That's why Florida is Florida, because of where it's located. That
I
little peninsula on the
understand. I don't understand why esports companies don't push for the East Coast as much. I understand why they don't push, but I still think there's money to be made on the East Coast. Like
there's
a lot of most of the industrial businesses are on the East Coast, are in Philly, Pittsburgh, New York, Maryland, all over here. The cost of living is just so much lower than on the West Coast.
that too. It actually could be good to be over on the East Coast. See, with your
You
cost
wouldn't
of
want to
living,
live in a
it will like facilities cost less. The cost of living is also less. If you're doing anything international, it'd probably be a lot easier to do stuff on the East Coast than the West. I'm just saying.
For some esports organizations like Honor Thieves, how big they are, it just doesn't even matter to them.
They
Is
can go
that
wherever they
compound?
want. Like
How
if
big
they
is that compound they have? How much is it? Is it like I want to say
it's 50 mil.
50 mil? I want to.
I'm thinking it's
I
50
know.
mil.
I know TSM is up there too. Uh,
Like that
I'll
new
give you a
complex.
second.
I saw their new
The
complex.
cash
It's
up for it's
crazy.
huge.
Got it like a
It's
few months ago. So
35 million. That's just ridiculous. And I think the TSM facility is 50. That's just ridiculous, man. That said, there's money to be made on the East Coast, Carolina, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, all that.
yeah.
Yeah. So I believe that's going to wrap up our podcast.
Yep.
Miles, if you don't have anything else to say,
I don't have anything else to say, Mr. Rhino. Nothing else for this little podcast that we have. If you did like the podcast, consider subscribing. We will have a lot more
please.
podcasts here. We'll have some good videos on just numbers, concepts, just a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of content planned for this little channel, and it's gonna be a really big one. This is a big project, a big channel. If you join us on the cruiser of 301, we will show you greatness. And
Want to
go ahead.
say, sure, please hit the like button. Please help our video get recommended if you want others to see it as well. Also, just to let y'all know, we're shooting for, I believe, 1 to 2 videos a week. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
one to two videos.
One,
We
two, three.
should be able to pull that off.
Three on a good week. Three on a good week. Just because we're busy with school as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just what we have planned out in the future. I believe the next thing we're dropping is that offline Steve video. I think is that the next thing we're dropping, or is
Yeah.
it another
So
podcast?
the next video like thing,
Okay,
just I
we'll
guess
see.
TV houses in general, just like the concept of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like just
So
big YouTuber
look for
houses
that,
or Twitch, like just personality wise.
and so look for that in the future. It's your man Rhino signing off.
Yep. And it's
Yeah,
Emerald
just
also gonna be signing off, or Emerald.
have a good weekend. Have a good week. Enjoy it.
Enjoy. Make sure that you drink a lot of water, guys. Make sure that you exercise every day. I need y'all to brush your teeth and be the best person that you can. We'll be seeing you later. Catch you on another day.
The flip side.